So Peter and Paul are two people who were followers of Jesus. So in the Christian religion, Jesus, S-U-S, is the head. He is the most important. He's like the Buddha, right? So there's Jesus, and then just below Jesus, there are 12 other people. So then there's 12 people, and in this, 2 of these people are Peter and Paul. So, Peter and Paul work together for Jesus. So, it's like Peter and Paul are doing the same thing, or they have the same job. They do the same work. So when you say you rob Peter to pay Paul, it means you take money from one of these 12 people and give it to another of the 12 people. So what this is saying is that you're taking money from somewhere and putting it somewhere else, but it's all the same. It's all the same. Let's see, what would be an example of this? Okay, let's say there is a husband and wife. There is a husband and wife, and they live in a house. Okay, so we're gonna give them names. Let's say this is Steve and Mary. King Steve and Queen Mary. Steve and Mary. They live in one house. And in their house, they need to buy a new door for their house. So they need to buy a new door. So if Mary wants to buy the door by herself, but she doesn't have enough money to buy the door. So she takes money from Steve. She takes money from Steve's bank account or from Steve's wallet so that she can have enough money to buy the door. So she buys the door with some of her money and some of the money she took from Steve. So because they are husband and wife, they live together in one house. So Mary took some of Steve's money and bought the door, but it doesn't matter because it's Steve's house too. So they both use the door. So she's just taking money from one place and moving it somewhere else. She's not really, she's not getting money from somewhere outside. She's just taking it from inside the family. She takes some money from here and puts it in the door. So it's not more money for the family. It's just his money that now is here. So she's robbing Peter to pay Paul. She's taking money from inside and moving it somewhere else. So I guess that's really what it means. Is that if you only have $100 and you need $50 for something and $25 for something else and then $30 for something. So you only have $100. One thing costs $50. One thing, $25, and one thing costs $30. But 30 plus 25 plus 50 is 105. So there's not enough money for everything. So maybe you take $5 from here and make this 45, and then you can buy this and you can buy this. So that's taking from inside the $100 and just moving it around. So it's more about distribution than anything else. So rob Peter to pay Paul, that's a phrase, and that's what it means. I don't know. Was that's what I got. I don't know. That's the best I can do. Yeah? Good? Yeah? Okay, alright, good. Same pocket. Actually, who did Bear's So right here, I have seven baht. Okay? If I put 4 baht in this pocket, and I put 3 baht in this pocket, now I take the sum tao, and I need 7 baht to pay for my ride. So I reach in my pocket, and I say, oh no, I only have 4. I only have 4, not enough. I need 3 more. And I say, ooh, I'm going to take some money from my other pocket. I say, ooh, I'm robbing my pocket. I say, oh look, I have 3, now I have enough. So it's all my money, but just distributed in both pockets. That's really good. So what I want to know is, what have you been doing this past week? What a... What have you been doing this past week with Teacher Eddie? You've been studying Book 4. You're on page 7. Oh, you do 1 page a day?
Every day, until 4 days, no?
Oh, you've been reading this page for 7 days?
Yes, 5 days, 4 days.
Wow. Did you finish it?
Yeah.
Good. So what is this unit about? What is this unit about? Unit 1. What is the unit about? Yes, that's the page you're on. That's the page you're on. That's correct. What is this unit about? Making plans. Making plans. Okay, very good. Thank you.
Teacher explained about intend, excuse, expect, discuss, and design, plan, or consider.
Yeah.
Everyone, every day.
Every day. So you've learned that very well. So making plans. To think, okay. Thought it over. It's a lot here. Good. Okay. And what else did he talk about? Anything else? Let me ask this side of the room. What out of the 4 of you here, you're included in this. What did you learn last week? So this is your first day. So maybe just 3 of them. So you, Sai, and Lena. What did you learn last week?
Making plans.
Yeah, I understand that. But what exactly? What is something? What is one thing that you learned last week? Making plans. Yes. That is the title of the unit. That is the what the unit is talking about. But my question to you is, what is one thing you learned last week? Maybe it's a new word. Maybe it's how to use a word in a new way. But what is one thing you learned last week? What do you think? Holiday? Plan holiday? Okay. So you learned about words to plan a holiday? Okay. Good, great. How about this side of the room now? This side of the room. What are some things that you learned last week? Not you love, it's your first day. You didn't learn anything. Yeah, calm down, all right?
We learn about verb and synonym.
Oh, really?
Synonym.
And what is the opposite of a synonym? That's right. You're right. We have a... Wait. Start over again. S Y N synonym. And then I spell that too. Go on, how about it? And Antonym. That's right. Antonym. Antonym. So if a synonym, synonyms, where does this come from? This noun or was synonym? So good. So synonym means what? You studied synonym. What is a synonym? Synonym means just yeah. Yeah.
Different words, but meaning is same.
Mm-hmm.
Is a different way.
And then what would antonym mean?
Opposite.
Opposite. Okay, so let's see. What is a synonym for kind? Synonym. Kind. Kind.
Generous.
Generous. And then what would be an antonym for kind?
Mean.
Mean. Mean. Very good. So you said that you've read this page 7 a lot of times, or very closely. That's good. No, regardless. Okay. Good, so you did synonyms, and then now we're talking about antonyms, the opposite meaning. You find this a lot in dictionaries. When you have a dictionary, you look up a word, it will give you a meaning of the word, and then it will also give you some synonyms and some antonyms so that you have a better idea of what the word means. What the word means. Okay, good. So what, anything else? You guys, last week. Go ahead, what did he say? Go ahead. Future tales? Oh, future tense. Future tense, okay. So what is the future tense like? Future tense.
Will.
Yeah, will. Okay. Future tense. So let's take the verb to do. For example, or to be, let's go with to be. That's the one that came out. To be in the present, what would it be for I? To be in the present, I am. In the past, I was. And in the future, I will what?
I shall.
Or I shall what? Be. I will be, I shall be. Is there a difference between will and shall? Yes?
Yes, in US people, they use will, but in British, they use shall.
So is that the only difference?
A little, but the same.
I will get back to you on that.
Teacher, and it is future.
And I wouldn't enjoy it at all. Oh. Yes. Would not. Okay. Okay, great. So, what's another one besides will or shall? In the future. Another way to use the future tense of to be. We have will, we have shall. What else? What else? What else?
Ought to.
Ought to.
Well, ought to is more like a should. Should or ought. But in the future tense, if we said, I blank be. I
Be about to.
actually it's to be.
Am going
Am
going
going
be.
to be. That's good. That's right. So, another future tense would be the present tense plus going to, and then the verb plus verb. So tomorrow I am going to come to class. Or tonight I am going to watch a lot of TV. Or next week I am going to go to my friend's house. So the future can be will, can be shall, can be am, can be whatever form of to be plus going to, and then the verb.
It is sometimes people say, I have to go.
I have to go.
This means
Have to go means I must go.
So yeah, so that's right. That's right. Have to. Must. Need to.
Yes, need to.
Ought to, should. Better. So this is like necessity. And this is,
Probably.
what would you say? Not necessity, but
Probably.
Probably.
probably?
Mm-hmm.
Probably it's more of a, well, we'll say, suggestion. So necessity, something that needs to be. Like I would say, I have to breathe. I need to breathe. I must breathe to stay alive. I need to eat. I have to drink. I must wear clothes, or else you break the law. And suggestions are more things that, well, you should, or you ought to, or you had better. We had that word before. That construction, had better. Like, oh, I hurt my foot. Well, you ought to go see a doctor. Or you should go to the hospital.
Advice.
It's advice. Yeah. Suggestion, advice. Or he feels sick. He had better go to the hospital.
Yeah.
So does he absolutely need to go to the hospital? No. Maybe he'll die if he doesn't go to the hospital, but he doesn't have to. No one is forcing him to go. He should, he ought, he had better. Okay, fine. And I think that there are ways to use that in the future tense as well. So it's 10 o'clock, take a break, come back, 15, and we'll continue with this. Thank you.
Teacher, see you tomorrow.
Thank you, Mr. Singh.
เป็นอยู่ป่ะ